Welcome you once again on the Trust Bank Excellence in the Millennium Awards 11th chapter. The first item on our program, or the first speech to be more precise, and will be given by Mr. Muhammad F. Jack, who is the chairman of the Conference of Principals, and he is here to represent all the principals in the country.
For the students, out of the 70,000 children, it has been reduced to 10. You are here. It's a great expectation on you. Getting to the position is difficult, but maintaining it is even more difficult. To the senior secondary schools you are attending now, if the Trust Bank is able to give these awards to you, we are made to understand at the annual council meeting of WAEC, which is held annually at WAS level. Every year they will recognize the efforts of 3 persons, awardees in the member countries, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and other countries. We want the senior secondary schools to kick these people to one day receive that award. We've made them to receive this. It's now your role to make sure they are present at that international level.
When we start working on the Excellence in the Millennium Award, our first point of call is always WAEC, where they give us the results and establish the top 10. And that is where we get our information to send it to the schools, to extend it to the students, parents, and guardians. But it always starts with WAEC. They are very, very important in this, and we recognize your presence, sir. I would also like to recognize the presence of Mrs. Fofana. Now, why am I selecting Mrs. Fofana? Mrs. Fofana, that's Mrs. Fofana, ladies and gentlemen. Mrs. Fofana, I mentioned because she's a special example. We have been doing this Excellence in the Millennium Awards now for 11 years, and in the 11 years, she's special because 2 of her kids are past awardees, 2 from the same family. I think really the first girl, Khadijatu, who I have been reliably informed is now studying in India, and today we have her younger sister who was also a winner and studying medicine at the University of the Gambia. We congratulate you and we recognize your presence. I think Fanta will tell us that really her sister was her role model, and she tried very hard to emulate whatever she does.
I came here 4 years ago in the award, and I sat down at the corner and I was watching my sister. So I was thinking and asking myself, when will I be able to do this? Will I be able to sit down there? And the next year it happened for me. I was sitting there and it was a miracle because I couldn't believe it. It was so special to me. And it impacted my life a lot because it made me push harder. because a lot of people are expecting a lot from me, so that made me push harder. And thankfully, I completed my WAS last year, 2012, and I was able to get 7 A's and 2 B's, and I'm currently at the University of the Gambia studying medicine.
Speaking of role models, we're going to be awarding you today, and then we're going to be giving you material things too. But we're also planning on giving you something that is not material. We have someone in our midst today who is a young person. On the high table, he is the nearest to your age. He is someone, a very good example for young people to follow. He is running an organization that is not only successful, but it also has a philanthropic aspect to it. He is someone that every Gambian can be proud of. And today, free of charge, I give you a role model you can emulate. Mr. Pa Yusufa Njai of Unique Solutions, and also the proud recipient of the Africa Entrepreneurship Award. From Little Gambia, a young man is a proud recipient of the Africa Entrepreneurship Award.
It is a great honor and a great humbleness in me to be invited to this platform. I've always said Trust Bank trusted us many, many years ago, and I've followed this award over the past number of years, and to be directly associated with it gives me a great honor. Being associated with education is indeed something noble. In my line of work, we've done a lot of things in the education sector, but I think my sitting here is purely because of Trust Bank, and I hope that we will also take inspiration to do similar to what they're doing. I also represent RLG Communications. It is a new company that is in the business of training our young people. And I think over the past year and a half, we've trained about 100 young Gambians on mobile phone repairs and maintenance. We did a graduation for 70 in the Greater Banjul area. We have done another 30 in Birkama, and another 25 will be done in Basse, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I think there's a synergy between this and what we're doing, because one of the biggest problems we face as a continent is not specific to Gambia. I think I heard President Mahama of Ghana, Obasanjo, Yai Boni of Benin, and I think the other president, Jonathan Goodluck, 2 weeks ago when Obasanjo was launching his foundation. The biggest problem Africa faces is lack of skills in our young people and youth unemployment. They're directly related. Even though you guys are in grade 10, finishing grade 9, but very soon you'll be faced with the challenge of what are you going to do next with your lives. So RLG has been doing this, and of course there has to be an exit strategy. We've trained these young people. The next thing we're going to do is basically provide employment for these young people. And I think the materials you're going to receive today are going to be a direct impact of what we're going to do. These computer laptops have been assembled by young people trained in Ghana. So it is the same thing we're going to do in Gambia. In the next 3-4 months, our young people will be assembling computer equipment in this country. So I believe that what Trust Bank has done is to purchase this equipment from RLG to support our young Gambian brothers and sisters and Gambian education. I think it's a very laudable initiative that they've taken. So I want to say thank you to Trust Bank. We have donated 10 phones from RLG. The phones have, it's a dual SIM phones, touchlight, radio, color screen. It has a memory slot. You are young guys. I'm sure you'll figure out the rest. Schooling is not about yourself. I'm sure you have people you used to study with, things of that sort. So the best thing we could do was, in consultation with Mr. Nyang, I think we asked the question of where are the students coming from? What are the major schools? And I think the uniforms tell me quite a lot. So I said we will extend the SchoolNet program that we have at Unique Solutions to Methodist Academy, because as you know, a submarine cable has been